Hi everybody, this is Chris from RedShift. We're starting a weekly video journal and this is our first video. I wanted to talk about how we got to where we are. So I founded RedShift 20 years ago and lots happened in 20 years, but I want to focus on the last really 5 years because it was 5 years ago that I met Tim Griffith. So I had to replace the Coney kits that were successful for us at the time. They had changed their pricing structure and it was hitting us hard. And I had discovered the BC Racing Coilovers because I basically went searching for a way to move forward. I'd always resisted those sorts of Asian coilover products, as a traditional Coney guy. And it turned out they were a great product with great parts support, but I could definitely make them better. I had a lot of race experience, both driving and car building. And I realized I could use the BC coilovers to produce a reasonably cost motorsport suspension. And they had a ton of applications. So that became our new direction. I got in touch with BC and it was Tim who I talked to and understood what I was trying to do and wanted to support it and liked the idea. And that's how RedShift BC competition coilovers were born. So fast forward to last year, we had a few years of good success, both on track and in sales. And then overnight, BC changed what we could order. We couldn't order different shock diameters. We couldn't change mounts on any kits. This was a huge problem. Our RedShift competition coilovers were not going to be as good that way. And we really needed more control over the product. We had a sort of a make or buy decision to make. I had had a fair amount of design and manufacturing experience. We had our own CNC mill and had on our second 3D printer for doing urethane mold making. But that was going to be a monster undertaking to do machining of most of the coilover kit. Good machining is not easy. So the better option was going to be to try to find a partner, but a new sort of manufacturing partner, but that's not an easy task. So we went searching for a new manufacturing partner. There's a lot of manufacturers that would work with us, but we started receiving samples and there's so much low quality stuff. I even remember, at one point pulling something out of a box and all of a sudden I was bleeding. Like there's a lot of crap out there. But the diamond in the rough was Standard Suspension Taiwan, a company I'd never heard of. Standard Suspension is the number 3 producer of coilovers in Taiwan, behind BC and D2. So BC and D2 had pushed their own brand, and they were well known to me. But Standard did not push their own brand as much, and they were really a private label company. They made parts for other companies. Standard Suspension Taiwan turned out to be a really high quality manufacturer. And in talking with them, we realized that they were looking for somebody to develop their coilover in North America. And much like BC Racing North America did for BC Racing Taiwan, we are now doing for Standard Taiwan. So we've created a new company called Standard Racing Suspensions. This new company is co-founded and co-owned by me and Tim Griffith. And yes, that's the same Tim Griffith from BC, who is general manager at BC. Tim left BC last year and has now joined us at Standard Racing Suspension as both a shareholder and part of our executive leadership team. Very excited about this new company, but more on that later, because the last thing I wanted to mention for today, this week, is that RedShift is not going away like I originally contemplated. We have our new company, Standard Racing Suspension, but we are, with RedShift, going back to producing the things that made us successful originally, which is the spring and shock kits. We're still going to be doing competition coilovers. Obviously, we're going to carry the Standard competition coilovers as our primary brand, but we're also going to be doing competition coilovers with MCS and Penske, which is going to be very cool. And then also we're going to do something we've never done before, which, because we have gotten good at valving and have that capability now, like we really didn't 5 years ago, we're going to start revalving Coney shocks for street class motorsports. That requires stock springs, stock housings and that sort of thing. So that's also very exciting. And so That's really all I wanted to cover this week. Last thing before we're done, though, is I really want to give a lot of thanks to our team here at RedShift and Standard Racing now. Olivia, my daughter, who's heading up the spring and shock business. Adam, who's our operations manager and shop manager and who builds most of our coilover shocks and kits now. And then Tim, who brings a wealth of knowledge to our new coilover business. It's very exciting times here. Now you know a little bit more about how we got to where we are. It's been a lot of hard work, and the hard work is definitely going to continue. So that's it for this week. Enjoy your week, everyone, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.